sorry you had to text me to tell me that you were in the waiting room on Zoom.
Oh, it's okay. It was funny too, because I forgot my beverage. Like I always have to have a cup, like a glass of water, sometimes coffee late at night when I do this, just in case you have to clear your throat. And I decided to myself, maybe I should just like get up and get water. And they're like, yeah, I'll just text her. I don't feel like moving. Just sit here and be parched.
I was distracted reading something on the internet.
I'm distracted by your shirt. For everyone that's listening, it says, do something with your life that will make a mediocre white man angry. Where'd you get that?
Etsy, I think.
That's funny.
But
well, it's funny because it's cut off, so all I see is do something with your life, and then it's like dun dun dun. But let me scroll down.
Like, woo!
I love it. That's so funny.
Oh man, I was gonna go to the gym today. It was gonna be my gym shirt today, but then I had an incident, and then I did feel like going to the gym, and after that, and ended up not going to the gym. But I like wearing stuff like that at the gym.
Funny.
The more of them that can see, the better.
Are you doing okay?
Me? Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I'm doing fine. I just have a headache.
That sucks.
I think I'm just dehydrated. I didn't drink enough water today. So
yeah, that'll do it.
I think that's the problem. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'm trying to rectify that before I go to bed. It's all good. All good. How was your weekend?
It was good. I got attacked yesterday by mating horseshoe crabs.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So I was standing at the beach, and there are these horseshoe crabs that are mating, and they're all over the beach at my friend's house. And I was standing there with Kaya playing in the water, and then two, which were like locked in on each other. They look like doggy style. It's very, very
Is there what is doggy style for a crab?
One behind the other. One is literally behind the other.
Like, was one on top of the other?
No, they were somehow connected. I don't know the physiology, I don't know how the mechanics of it was. I'm tempted to Google.
Oh,
but the smaller one was behind the bigger one, and they were connected, swimming together.
And they were boning. They were
and they have the bigger one was looking at me after, and it had the big beady eyes peeping out of the water.
Oh my God, no!
I'm standing there, and I just like feel like something hit my foot. And I scream, I look down, and there's this big ass horseshoe crab, and Kaya's right next to me, and I knock her over. It's shallow water, thank God. I pick her up, I scoop her up like Mama Bear. Couldn't believe that happened. And I was like, I was like, the horseshoe crab is trying to have sex with my foot. I can't do this.
Like, what is even happening right now? Oh my God.
So if anybody knows anything about I gotta look it up. I'm really curious, but also highly disturbed. There was like 4 in a row.
Like his beady little eyes looking up at you. Like,
looked at me. So I was talking to my friend Matt's sister, and she was like, I shooed it away yesterday, the day before. She said it. She was shooing them away. There was like a train of horseshoe crabs. There was like 4 in a row in a different area. I can't.
Are horseshoe crabs protected in Maryland?
I have no idea, to be honest.
Are they the kind that we eat?
No, I don't know.
No, they're not like the Maryland blue crabs.
No, these are, they're like huge. They're big boys and girl, whatever. I don't even know. I don't know which one's a man, which one's male, female. I don't know. Not man. Obviously, they're not men, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they're probably like millions of years old. But they're like around in the dinosaur era. I don't know.
Horseshoe crabs, everyone. That's what we're going to learn about today.
Yeah, so that was my day yesterday.
Mating horseshoe crabs. Okay.
My power went out tonight. I thought I couldn't do the podcast. It was crazy. I don't know.
It was a Monday.
Yeah, we've got loud booms going over. Did you hear what happened with the boom?
Oh, yeah, the boom.
Yeah.
The boom. Let's talk about the boom. Because
did you hear it?
I didn't, but everybody around me did. And I don't know if I just probably wasn't paying attention because that's just me.
I was giving Kaya a bath at the time it happened, so I just wasn't paying attention. Somehow.
So for those that don't know, and for those that do, so last night it was Sunday night in the, I would say, North Capital region, because it was kind of like, it was all over like Baltimore and DC, and
It was a big boo because I'm in Annapolis, you're in Alexandria. Everyone heard it here.
yeah. So we heard this big boom, and it turned out to be a sonic boom of F8 F-16s that were scrambled to look after this. There was a Cessna flying that had the pilot was unresponsive, and it turns out when they got to it, the guy was like slumped over, and then the plane crashed and everybody passed away, unfortunately. So we'll just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
But they sent the F-16s to help it or find out what it was, because it was entering restricted airspace and all this stuff.
DC, yeah.
And so they scrambled these F-16s from Andrews, and because I guess they were authorized to go as fast as they needed to, they broke the sound barrier. And then there was this whole thing on the news on WUSA tonight. It was this really cool story actually about, they were explaining what the sonic booms actually are and how it works, and why it was heard in some parts of the region and not in other parts. And like, it was just like really cool. It's like when they go, it's like if the plane goes up right after they hit that speed, then the sound will bounce in front of them. But if they're at this other thing, if they're doing something else, then the sound will go behind them, like in a wake. It's just, and it was explaining why, it was heard, in some places and not others. Like there were some places in between, like you and I, that heard it, but for the most part, no. Most part, it was like all out here by me or all out there by you.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was well. Go look up the story on like WUSA News.
Yeah, I'll look it up because I remember in 2000, I don't remember, it was 2013 or when it was, the earthquake that happened, and my whole building shook for that. And I thought we were under attack, like living in the DC area. Anytime you hear something like that, you automatically assume terrorism, or we're too close to DC, so it's like, you never know.
Well, and I live right next to Fort Belvoir, right? Which, if anybody knows anything about the area, Fort Belvoir is just huge base. So saying I live right by it is not going to give you any indication of where I actually live, just because it's such a huge base that anywhere could be right by it. But there's often flight stuff, or there's like an army museum nearby, or there's different things that, so you'll hear booms and you'll hear things like that. And usually, because of course the neighborhood HOA Facebook group is always like, what's that? Did you hear that? Oh my God. It's like next door. Yes. But it's just our Facebook group. And so, of course, whenever there's anything, 16 people post, and then a bunch of people who are associated with the base will always like, oh, it's this or it's that or whatever.
Yeah.
So
craziness. Yeah. Crazy stuff happening.
Well, and also yesterday there was like, we had left the house to go. Saturday. It was Saturday. We left the house to go. I had to go to Pentagon City Mall to the Apple store to pick up my iPad because my other one, the screen broke. So they replaced it. So I had to go pick it up, and we left our house. No, I mean, Pentagon City Mall is not the closest mall to us anymore. So it's been a long time since I've been there, but we're, going in. I'm like, okay, well, I'm really hungry. Let's go. Let's just like drive something in the drive-thru on the way. Right. Cause I was super hungry and I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to do anything. We get on there, and then all of a sudden, like, there's just tons and tons of traffic. Now, you used to traffic in the DC area.
There's so much traffic yesterday.
But you know what had happened down?
What happened?
What happened was there was a power lines that were apparently dangerously close to the freeway, and they had to shut the freeway down.
Okay, because I was coming back from my mom's house. No, I was coming back from seeing Danielle. Where was I yesterday? I was in
Saturday.
Gaithersburg.
Saturday. It would have been Saturday, like midday, mid-afternoon.
It was Sunday. I was driving. I don't even know what day it is. The whole Memorial Day has thrown me off for the entire week.
That was like 2 weekends ago.
It was last week. It was last Monday.
But this past weekend, I'm talking about.
I know, but I'm saying like everything is like my days have shifted. So I thought Saturday was really Sunday.
Yeah, everything is,
never mind.
Off. But yeah, there was power lines or something that like they had to shut the freeway down, and it happened right by my house, probably like right under that sign that we always joke about the go north and south and east west, and
like where do I go? I'm so confused.
Well, yeah, the which they call the mixing bowl around here because of so many interstates and freeways and stuff. So yeah, and I guess it just the splinter effect of it just went out, and so then like we couldn't go anywhere. And we couldn't get out of the traffic to get to a drive-through that had power where we could actually order food.
So you were really hangry? Is that what happened?
It was bad. I had to we almost got divorced, and I sent him a meme today. It was a picture of me where I'm like, like sorry face, and I'm like sorry for that time I almost divorced you when I was hungry or whatever. Because then I got food and it was fine. I'm like, losing my mind.
You need car snacks.
Usually I have protein bars in my purse, but I didn't have it because I'd eaten it like the day before.
It happens.
It was like I just hadn't refilled it yet. I don't usually need them 2 days in a row, so I hadn't thought about replenishing it. But that's exactly why I keep protein bars in my purse.
Yep.
But in any case, be more dramatic, please.
Who?
That was Mads.
Oh, yes.
We'll be right back.
Oh my God, you guys, I want to tell you about this underwear that I'm obsessed with. It is the Fits Everybody collection by Skims. And it feels like no other underwear I've ever worn before. It's stretchy and soft, and it kind of just melts onto your body and you forget you're wearing it. Skims is creating the next generation of underwear for everybody. And I do mean everybody. My girls are a 34 double D. I've breastfed. I've had a reduction. I've gained weight. I've lost weight. I've been through it all. And this is my new favorite bra that I wear all the time. It is the Fits Everybody t-shirt bra. And I'm telling you, it's a miracle. A t-shirt bra I can actually wear. I love it. It's my favorite. I'm also a super fan of the Fits Everybody Racerback bra. It's my new go-to bra when working from home. The Fits Everybody collection of underwear is super lightweight and molds to your body. It's a buttery soft fabric that stretches twice its size without ever losing its shape, meaning that you get the perfect fit every time. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You will get the perfect fit every time with these. And they're available in sizes double extra small up to a 4X. You guys, believe the hype. The collection has nearly 90,000 5-star reviews for a reason. The Fits Everybody collection and more perfect fit essentials are available now at skims.com. Plus, you get free shipping on orders over $75. After you place your order, be sure to let them know that we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select the Fraudcast from the drop-down menu that follows.
Hey, you guys. You know that I love my Nutrafol. I've been taking it for a long time, and I'm going to continue to take it for a long time because I, like millions of Americans, experience thinning hair. It's more than common. It's normal, but it's not openly talked about, especially among women. Going through it can be lonely and frustrating, and it's time to change that conversation and join the thousands of women like me who are standing up for their strands with Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement, clinically shown to improve your hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting the 5 root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, and metabolism through a whole body health. Nutrafol has 3 unique formulas to support women throughout all stages of life, including postpartum and menopause. Each formula is physician formulated using natural, drug-free, medical-grade ingredients in consistently effective dosages so that you get the most reliable results. In a clinical study, 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. Over 3,000 top doctors and stylists recommend Nutrafol as an effective and high-quality solution for healthier hair. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code FRAUD to save $10 off your first month subscription. This offer is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, you get free shipping on every order. Get $10 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, with the promo code FRAUD.
And now back to the Fraudcast.
This episode, yeah. Let's talk about this episode.
Season 4, episode 9.
Below Deck.
Boat.
Sailing Yacht.
Yep. So previously, we see, of course, the editors and production does like flashbacks of
Yes,
the relationship between Daisy, Colin,
this one
Gary.
was so good.
And I was like, it's like a soap opera. I felt like I was watching some sort of soap opera.
Oh, I know. Like it was 2 charter seasons ago, and then they showed, Gary and all his shenanigans.
Yes.
Last charter season, and Gary and more shenanigans.
Yep. And then, of course, at the end, we see Daisy making out with Colin and getting into bed with him, which leads us into this episode. Colin said it was a matter of time that him and Daisy would have had something happen between them, which is pretty interesting. I mean, they both never considered hooking up with each other since Colin was in a relationship the last 2 charter seasons. So I guess it never crossed his mind.
It was cute, though. He was like, yeah, there's always been a little flirt there, but
yeah,
it's never been something that was ever went beyond that, or you considered it, because it was never a possibility.
Yep. And then it was Mads who broke the news to Gary that Colin went to bed with Daisy, which is really the reason why she ended up back in the guest cabin with Gary.
Right. Because he wanted the room to himself, so he sent Mads back to Gary. So we get like this burn of Gary that gets missed in the Colin and Daisy were hooking up, because there's a little burn of Gary is I wasn't going to come back here. I'm only back here because Colin wanted to kick me out, not because I wanted to come hang out with you.
Yep. And how sad is it when Gary was like, oh, they did what? Like, I could tell in his voice he was like really upset.
He was.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Totally.
Like, whatever. Craziness. Shenanigans. So then, of course, Gary asked Colin if he hooked up with Daisy. Gary was like, fuck, I didn't see that coming. I'm like, bro, you really didn't? Like, you really didn't see that coming? Okay.
I guess he wasn't prepared for it quite that early, maybe, for Gary to be onto him. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, because if you think about it, he didn't have any competition with Colin before, because Colin was in a relationship.
Right.
So that eliminated at least one of the men on board. But
this whole episode has been was a series of Gary just getting shut down, and all of his immature shenanigans getting shut down,
which I'm loving because every minute of it.
You have the issue that arises with Daisy, which we'll go through, and then the issue with him and Mads, and it's just all of his shit is finally catching up with him. So I think it's
karma.
Continue.
Yeah. So Daisy said it was a good kiss, and when production probed her for more information, she just said that there's a lot of sexual tension. So we don't really know what happened between her and Colin, but there were cameras, in the room. So I feel like maybe more happened than a kiss, and she didn't want to say anything. That's my
she's not the most reliable narrator, as we come to find out at the end when they show the scenes from next week, when we see the admission that she and Gary have actually boned. So, Daisy's not the most reliable narrator of her sexual proclivities with these men. is
And
all.
you know, I totally get it. Think
I
about
don't
it, like,
blame her, but
yeah, this shit's all on TV. Oh my God, every minute. Oh, terrible. I mean, how many times do we hear people farting and stuff? Like,
Oh yeah,
everything's on TV.
everything.
So Mad said her and Gary had sex at some point. She was talking to Lucy while cleaning the
She's like, oh
cabin.
yeah.
But she did say it was good. So there's that.
I love how she's just so dismissive of it and just being so casual sex. I mean, she says that, but she also, her actions back that up. It's not like she's just like, oh, I'm so breezy. Look at me. I'm so breezy. You know, she really is like, it was totally just casual sex. Like, what is he doing? He's getting mad because I didn't say goodnight to him. Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think is so funny.
Yep. She's getting hers. It's
Because
almost
that's
like
what
Gary
has done to other people.
right. He's getting a taste of his own medicine and he does not like it at all.
Well, he meanwhile is actually jonesing for Daisy, but Daisy's calling him on his shit, going like, "Oh, you never told me any of this before until just now, and you can't have me, and now suddenly you gotta, you know." And Colin's like, "Fuck you, man!" Like, no,
right. It's typical, like the guy that chases the girl wants the girl because he can't have her, whatever. At the end of the day, like my belief is if you really like someone, you don't have to chase them. You don't have to, like you're gonna,
and you're not gonna be hooking up with somebody else.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line. Is if you really cared about somebody, you're not just gonna be hooking up with somebody else who's just happens to be available. Right. Like that just shows not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't want people to think that I'm judging that, you know, any of that.
Right.
But if you're doing that, that just indicates your behavior is much more casual and not really serious. Right.
Or if you're doing it because you're trying to get a rise out of the other person, that's game playing. And this man is in his 30s. So like
that's bullshit.
That's not, I mean, it might work. Maybe it'll work on like a young girl in her teens or early 20s, but like no woman is going to want a guy that's going to play games with her like that just to make her upset.
He's hooking up with Mads, and who's only really his second choice, right? He'd rather be hooking up with Daisy, but he's hooking up with Mads because you know because he's got a penis and needs his pencil wet or whatever. Needs to get his pencil wet. But then he's getting upset when she's acting like he usually acts, which is to sort of blow him off and not take it very seriously. But at the but he's not really. She's his B choice, and then he's getting mad that she's not treating him like an A choice.
And I feel like he's her Z choice. Like he's like the end of the pile. He's just like whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she'd rather have sex with Captain Glenn than Gary if she could. I'm kidding. I don't know. I'm joking. But I'm saying like he's just there. He's like a warm body. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like he needs to admit to himself that she's just that for him.
Yeah.
But he has to like act like there's something more to him than that. Oh, he's not that shallow. And but no, dude, it's like it's fine. Like, don't act. I mean, she's not even your first choice. Why are you getting on her for not treating you like you're a fucking king and she should be bowing down to you?
Right.
Like, no.
You know what I find interesting too is that remember how Mads was like kind of making comments about Chase being annoying? This is sort of off topic, but not really. I've been following Chase on Instagram and he's posted so many stories with Mads over the last couple weeks that I'm starting to wonder if they're not working together, if there's something else going on. Cause I'm like, he's tagging her left and right and posting her all the time. I'm just throwing that out there. Don't know what's going on, but
interesting.
They definitely don't
I follow him too, but I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah, let's see from here on out. See what happens. I'm guessing they might be filming the tell-all because they're all in New York right now. It looks like from pictures from today.
Yeah, and
which they usually do that halfway through the season.
Daisy and what's his name are on Watch What Happens Live tonight.
Oh, I don't even watch Watch What Happens Live.
I don't generally watch it except for when they're on. Like somebody from Below Deck is on. And then I watched they had the Vanderpump Rules ones that were relevant that Kristen was telling us about. Like the episode that Sheena and them felt like they had those episodes. Remember how she was telling us about Vanderpump Rules? Okay, so you look like you were like, what? And I'm like,
oh no, I'm listening.
Okay.
Yep.
Am I making sense?
You are.
Anyway.
Yeah, so then Colin asks Gary if he likes her, Daisy, and asks us if he's upset. And Gary says, no, I just thought that there was chemistry. And Colin makes a comment, well, he's telling me it's like a green light, but his face is saying something else. So he knew at that point that Gary still had feelings, which I think he knew the whole time Gary had feelings for Daisy. It was pretty obvious, I think, to everyone.
I mean,
I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. Jury's still out on that for me. I don't know. I don't know. I need further evidence, I guess.
It's like the way he was like flirting with her and stuff. But well, then we meet the charter guests and they seem pretty cool. They're in their 60s. Only 4 of them.
So
horny women.
These women who wanted Chase in the freaking hot tub with them. And he's like, these are Southern women and he's from South Carolina. Like he's got it. And I was just like, that is so spot on because both my current husband and my previous husband are from North Carolina. So those women, I like know those kinds of women well, like super, super well. And I know the Chases, right? The Captain Americas, and they know how to turn that shit on, right? They know how to do it. Those Southern boys, they know what they were raised with, right? So I was just dying. I was dying because I'm like, I know those kind of women. I know these women.
Yep. And Chase was so good with them.
Yeah.
Well, then we see Gary and Daisy chatting, and Gary saying that he's a coward, that he didn't tell her that maybe he has feelings now. He was so heartbroken. And Daisy's like, what the fuck? You're in a relationship with my roommate. Well, relationship is a loose term, but you know. So now
you've been hooking up with my roommate for the last 3 charters. Like,
hey, now you decide to tell me? All right. So then Lucy's trying to make a drink. The struggle is real with some pineapple. Alicia makes some good food. They're enjoying it. My favorite part of every episode is when the boat starts to heal and shit goes everywhere. That's like my favorite. I'm like, what's going to fly out of what drawer? Are we going to see underwear? Sex toys?
Yeah.
Is somebody going to get burned? Like hot water? I hope not. But I'm saying like what's the drama with the healing?
What's gonna happen? Who's gonna go sliding across the floor?
And then did you see the picture of Captain Glenn from the 70s?
Oh my God, with the fuzzy hair and the afro.
Yes. First of all, he has a lot of hair. Like he had a lot of hair.
Yeah,
that was
he did.
Impressive.
It was a lot impressive. The 70s were something else, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then the guest jewelry goes missing and she's freaking out, thinking maybe somebody took it. But I mean, if it's like
that was offensive as fuck, though. Those women.
No, but she said it in a nice way. Like,
no, that's just Southern. That's just her Southern. No, I don't believe the accent.
Okay.
No. Well, you have a camera on here, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, that's like, okay. And totally,
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I was thinking about how bad my mom's memory is at 65, and I'm like, hell.
No, I mean, it'd be one thing if she's like, I can't find it. Who knows? Where did I put it? Maybe it was cleaned up. I don't know, but her first thing was, you have cameras on, who comes down here. That was immediately accusatory.
She says that she checked everywhere, but where's the one place you check when you, like, your purse, right? Like that would
think
one of the top places you check. So yeah. I don't know.
I tend to put jewelry in my purse in situations, so I can see why she would have put her jewelry in her purse, which is a surprise where it was found. Where Lucy
right.
it.
It's like, no, ma'am, we don't have cameras in your quarters, and you're on a reality show, so of course there's cameras. It's 24/7.
Of course there's cameras, and it's a boat, and no one's gonna steal on a boat because you can't get away with that. Like, what?
Oh my God, I was just like, this
Like,
is
it's not going anywhere. It will be found, and if it's found in your shit, then I mean, no.
And Captain Glenn made the comment of, they didn't even apologize. It said toast to the crew, like they're great, but
yeah, here's to the crew. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Because I found it. I love that they brought it out with the purse. Oh, look, we found it in the purse.
Yep. And then that's when Gary comes in. After they had a great dinner, they're in their 70s outfits and having fun. That's when Gary says that, hey Chase, the ladies want you in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And he says he likes a little hot tub time.
He's so good at that.
And it's the only female attention he's been getting.
I know, right? But to his credit, he does apologize to Lucy for being a dick.
He does. Yes.
And he owned his behavior, and it wasn't just like, yo, hey, I'm sorry. I mean, he was like, hey, sometimes when I drink too much, I become too much, I say obnoxious things, I'm offensive, and I'm sorry.
And he said what I liked is he said he wanted to work on that. Like, okay, I know I want to change.
Yeah.
Which that was really good.
Like, he acknowledged specifically what it is that he did and that it was bad. Not just being a bro dude like, yo, sorry, because you're mad at me.
Right. And there was no but after it. Like, well, but I was wasted. It's like, no, I was drunk. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Like it was
when I was drunk, I act. Sometimes when I'm drunk, I act that way.
Then did you catch the comment where he said that he banged a 65-year-old woman? Was he joking?
I have no idea. It would not surprise me because some of the stories I've heard in the years doing this podcast. It would not surprise me. But it also wouldn't surprise me if he was just saying it to say it.
Right. I'm intrigued. I might ask him.
He's being funny, So, I mean, some 65-year-old women is not that old, 65 is not that old. There's,
no.
Decent looking,
Yep.
Like we're putting us out to pasture at that age or anything. So, I mean.
And those women are pretty. They were attractive. Okay, so then it was Gary's birthday. I was like, poor Gary on his birthday has to deal with the realization that Daisy and Colin are doing some things, they're kissing in the engine room. I was like, maybe they broke the pipe and clogged the toilets later on in the engine. What did they do? Did they hit the wrong button? I don't know.
Did you when I sent you that text, there's like a gag, like a puke-worthy scene, a gag-worthy scene coming up. Just be prepared. Did you know that I meant literally?
Oh, that was fun. When you said that, I was not expecting the toilet scene
to be overflowing with shit.
No, yeah, I was not expecting that.
No, that was interesting because it was like, whatever system, I don't know, Colin could do no wrong, was like, however he needs to fix the toilets or whatever, figuring out where there's a blockage and stuff is just pressurizing in these pipes and who's getting water and who's not, like whatever fancy schmancy system he has. Involved at least one of the toilets backing up. It looks like a arugula.
I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God. And what's funny is I wasn't like nauseous or it didn't bother me until Gary made that comment about arugula, which I love arugula, but I was just like, okay, now
do you still love arugula?
I mean, I'll still eat it, but Gary's face in the shit toilet will come across my mind the next time I decide to put arugula on my salad for sure. Oh my God. Yeah. So then we see the ladies playing games on the beach with the crew, and they're like having a good old time. I was like, that's so cute. And that's when Gary is talking to Lucy and saying, it hurts. Mads won't say good night or good morning to me. I'm like, what the hell?
It's just ego that's bruised. It's not even like for real, right?
Yeah, and then Alex is like, why doesn't Gary just talk to Mads instead of talking to Lucy about it? Which is so true. Like, you're 30 something years old.
Uh-huh.
Have that combo. But like you said, it's just his ego.
Yeah, for real.
So then Mads says it's annoying her that Gary needs so much attention when they're just boning, basically.
Yeah, she's like, it was really like just casual sex. Like, what? What's your problem? And that's when she was like, be more dramatic, please.
I feel like Gary's the guy that like will text you like good morning and then good night and then all through the day like selfies. Like, I've dated guys that are like constantly texting me, and that's a turn off. Oh, what are you doing? I miss you. And they don't even mean it. They just need somebody to talk to. Like, I feel like it's not even legit. It's just like, let me text 10 other women the same thing too. See, and I don't know how people are. Anyways, I don't know. I'm going down.
I know you're the emotionless, like porcelain doll.
Yeah, sometimes
Emotions.
Yeah,
emotions.
Yeah. Well, then the guests are leaving, and they had such a good time. They were so happy with everything. And that's when we see the clogged toilet scene afterwards, which we already discussed. Now, I will say I found it interesting that Gary doesn't use toilet paper after he takes a shit. He gets in the shower right after. And that's like Kaya. So Kaya, she will let me wipe her butt, but then she says, bath, mommy, bath.
She wants to bath after.
Yeah, right after. So I get that, Gary. I get it. My 2-year-old does the same thing.
You know?
I get it.
Maybe you can just introduce her to like a bidet. Maybe that would do the trick for her.
Yeah, she'd probably be terrified of it, but totally. Or stick her head or face in it.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, and she put Charlie's face in it, and it'd be like splashing each other. And
she was drinking out of his water bowl today. I said, "Why is your hair wet, face?" Like, were you drinking it out of Charlie's water bowl? Yes. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
What vaccines do I have to? What shots do I have to get her?
Are there any additional shots that she?
Anywho, I'm looking forward to the rest of the season though, because I feel like the first half is kind of slow, but then preview for the rest of the season.
The rest of the season preview seems so good. There's all of this drama, and there's lots more like sex happening. And there's a scene where it looks like Mads is at the door listening while I guess it's implied that Gary's in there having sex.
Yeah, with Daisy's
possibly
sister.
With Daisy's sister.
Or was it Alex? It's Alex, I think, with Daisy's sister. Yeah, because they were making out in the cab. Alex and I don't know her name. Bonnie, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah. But then you see Daisy possibly making out with Gary too. So this is where maybe their love triangle is about to go down.
So you see this scene where like it's Gary and Daisy talking and Gary says something about, well, it's different because we've slept together or something, or what was the context of what it is he said? And she's like, shh,
right.
Like, you weren't supposed to like admit that. And then that becomes, and then you see like OTFs and stuff of like Colin being, oh, well, okay, things make a lot more sense now about why he feels the way he feels. And, so now it becomes like this big, huge thing. And I'm excited. I'm very, very excited.
I am too. I am kind of mad though that Gary would I'm sure they had that conversation either before they had sex or right after, like, hey, let's not put this on the show. Like, let's keep this private. And out of respect for her, he didn't. I mean, I'm enjoying watching the drama, but
right. Well, it's
I feel bad for her.
I do. It looks like from the preview scene that the scene is shot from sort of far away. So it looks like there's at least some attempt of pretending to think that you're by yourself, but only an idiot would think you're alone on a boat that small that's being filmed, right?
No, these people have too much experience being mic'd up to know that they're never ever
Gary
alone.
tends to run his mouth. We know this. He always has been running his mouth, so we know that it's not. That's he probably did it on purpose. Now he wants everybody to know. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he's mad. He's jealous and he's angry and he's hurt. So he's like, well, I'm just gonna tell everyone what
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah.
Well, it is what it is.
I'll pretend like I don't really, it was an accident, I thought we were alone,
Mhm. And then we see the thruple of gay men,
the
which
charter
looks
guests, the thruple charter guests.
super fascinating. I'm actually really excited.
And then there's the overdramatic queens fighting in one scene, the guests, like they're these men that are like, no, you, and they're like going all whatever at each other, and then somebody's gonna go aggro, and then Captain Glenn threatens somebody, if you go aggro, you're getting off this boat. Like, it should look so good.
I love some drama. That's not my life.
I love it when the captain has to throw somebody off the boat.
Yes, Captain Lee, when he threw that one charter guest off the boat. What's her name?
Yeah,
I forgot.
the drunk woman.
The swimmer.
Yeah, the drunk woman. I forget.
Do not jump in the water.
Don't do it. Splash.
My God.
Splash. I know you haven't watched it yet, but I just watched the Duggar documentary on Amazon Prime. It's called Shiny Happy People, I think. But it's about the Duggars and the ILVP, which is like the cult religious teachings that they come from. I enjoyed it. I was going to go talk about it with some people earlier today, and I was asked not to because it was very triggering for some people because of the religious trauma abuse stuff that it talks about so candidly. And I was like, oh yeah, that's spiritual abuse is huge in it. So yeah, that
as Pastor Rebecca was talking to us about.
Yes. Oh,
she would be a good one to bring on the show for that.
Yes, I bet she'd do it too. I should reach out to her and see if she'll come on and talk about that documentary. But in any case, I thought it was good. I enjoyed watching it, and then I got sucked into a ILBP rabbit hole on YouTube. It was God. Like going from like one cult family to like another kind of cult, and like actual documentaries, like PBS, like Frontline stuff, not like some Yahoo in his mom's basement making YouTube videos about, the cult of women he has in his closet or something. I mean, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like actual real, not propaganda bullshit or whatever. And I ended up just, in sort of a weird rabbit hole of that.
No wonder you have a headache. Jesus.
I know, right? Just too much religious indoctrination.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well.
And then you watched the Natalia Grace thing too.
I did watch the Natalia Grace thing. Have you watched that yet?
No, but did you see that next in a couple of weeks she's coming on?
Yes. Right at the they previewed that right at the end of the final episode of this four-part series. Right at the very end, they show her walking in and sitting up on a stool and like, okay, I'm going to tell my story. And
so what's the consensus? Was she really an adult, or was she really a child?
The consensus is that she's really a child.
Okay, gotcha.
But that is interesting because that the last episode is the trial of the dad, the adoptive father, for the neglect and abuse of her.
That's horrible.
But she had been re-aged at some point, so she was classified as an adult. The whole thing is really fascinating. It's worth watching. I guess at first when I was watching it, like the guy, if they're telling it from the dad's perspective, like, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to deal with it because he's just way too bombastic and not a single thing of truth is coming out of his mouth ever. And I can't believe anything he's saying. And if they're telling it from his viewpoint, I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
But they weren't telling it from his viewpoint. It was just they hadn't introduced the other parts of it yet, and then they move on. So it's not really told from his part. He's part of it. Obviously, he's a large part of it. But it builds up to his trial.
I'm surprised he decided to do, and I don't know much. I didn't see it, but I'm surprised he decided to actually partake in the documentary, considering he's been villainized and he's a horrible person, apparently.
Yeah,
like that he would want to even put himself out there like that. I'm sure, like if he had a good lawyer, they'd be like, just don't talk.
The lawyer was there the whole time.
Oh Lord!
Right off screen the whole time.
Okay, well, It didn't do much for him, did it? Like, because you said he was acting weird and
still acting crazy and weird. Yeah.
Yeah. See, not a good lawyer, right? I'm not a lawyer. You're a lawyer. I don't know.
I mean, I can spoil it for you.
Maybe not. Maybe I'll wait.
Okay.
I'm
About how it ends, but
yeah.
Okay. But no, I feel like if you're gonna watch it, you gotta just see it unfold.
Yeah, I think that's
so anyway. Anyway, that's all we got for you today, guys. Thanks for listening. If you like us, please leave us a 5-star review. A few words saying hi. That would be great. We love you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Love you.
Bye.